Hi, in this video, I want to give my experience of Azure 204 examination and how I approached this exam and how much time it took for me. I worked on Azure Event Hubs and other cloud products before, so I decided to use or get Azure certification. So when I started, I googled around and looked at some YouTube videos who said I finished this in 2 weeks and all that kind of information. I initially thought, okay, so it could be as easy as you can complete in a couple of weeks. But when I started really working on being a Java developer, it's really difficult than a C sharp or a .NET developer. So I struggled a lot, and now my approach. So I have looked at what exactly is part of the exam. So I looked at all the sections, um, and I expected I pick up a topic, for example, like this troubleshoot solutions by using application insights. I wanted to finish this topic in one single day, and that's how I initially approached. I set myself like there are approximately 12 topics and 12 days, day by day kind of. But what I realized lately was like, look, the pace I was going was making me getting new doubts, like why I'm doing that, how I did that, what is this containerization, why I have to use this, why you are giving me multiple solutions for the same thing. So it made me confuse a lot, and then I had to revisit the topics to really understand, like, okay, I use this only because I can't achieve certain things with that particular model of solution. So, as is, what I can say is, like, first you have to get a grips on what is covered, what is not covered inside this. Of course, they did ask me about Kida, so there is a bit of AKS. So even if you don't know in depth, at least a minimum knowledge of event-driven Kida is important. Now, coming to how I did, again, I went to the official website. I looked at that after preparing, or I went through all the plural site courses which are relevant to that particular topic. So I mean, I would say, yeah, go ahead and do like that, or go to Udemy. Even I took a Udemy course. I can show you that. Yeah, this is the Udemy course I followed. I have given practice exams there, and when I did, of course, I did not get 100%. I did see 84% and etc. But I know why I've got less percentage in that. It's because I'm not a .NET developer, and there were certain things that are .NET specific, and I just skipped a few questions there. I did not use online help for doing this. That's also something that we noted. Um, Now, coming to this, um, when you are giving the exam or about to give the exam or preparing, to be honest, you go through all the topics that were in the official website, and then when you are about to go for the exam, you definitely have to go here because you are going to book the exam. When you are booking the exam, it will ask, like, look, can you take a practice test? So I went to the practice test, and I found them very, very useful. And as the Microsoft suggests, you have to give them again and again, again and again, in the sense, not just one test or two tests. Even though you can see only three available here, I mean, from the history. I did many attempts or many tests. The questions, of course, they were repetitive, but not like completely. Again, it is so difficult when it comes to security, the wording. You have to specifically pick those words, what type of security you have to use when there are several applications, when there is automatic rotation, when you are not supposed to delete anything, means automatically deleting all the identities and stuff, which model to use. They are so confusing. That's the reason where I had to attempt. And even if I think sometimes I got twice incorrectly, and only on the third attempt I could understand, okay, this is why I have to use this model, and stick with that particular solution. So I would suggest that you go through the exams um, repeatedly, and as Microsoft suggests, only if you get 80%, more than 80% repeatedly, not just once out of 5 attempts or 3 attempts. If you get continuously above 80%, then you can think like, oh, you are getting there. Okay, so I think yeah. Coming to the layout, when I went to the Prometric Center, I found like it was a wide screen, but only because this exam software, I think it is only a kind of square model. So I find it like uncomfortable at that time. Like, look, oh my god, you are using only 60% of the screen, not the entire screen, which I'm used to at home or anywhere. So and as you see, this gray area is the actual display area, even though you have the wide screen. And yeah, this J, I have put it like, you have a kind of sidebar. In that sidebar you have a something, some icons, and one of these icon is going to give you the Microsoft help. Again, I don't want to say that you'll find everything, but yes, you can. The moment you click this particular thing to identify, to find some information regarding to your question, it comes up on the right hand side, the Microsoft learn link. You can search. When searching, you can't use Control F, because if you are looking for a specific word, you can't. Only thing is, in the search you can put whatever you want, and based on the links that are displayed, you can go and read the documentation. You cannot again say, look, I want to find the trigger. I mean, it did not work for me, at least. Yeah. uh, so you have to be ready to read things faster and identify if you want help. So there is help, yeah. But you should know that you have to be very fast to read through the documentation quickly. Say for example, um, it could be like, in the Azure functions, is there unlimited time, kind of thing. Yeah. Is it applicable for premium, or is it applicable for consumption? Is it applicable for dedicated, kind of, so unless you have looked at that before, you can't read it on the go and do it. I mean, you can't find that answer straight away. So the exam is divided into two parts, and the most important thing is, you cannot go to the scenarios without completing the multiple choice, and including in the inside the multiple choice, there is yes no kind of questions. Somewhere down the line, I got them almost towards the end. And that also mentions, you once you select an option yes or no, you cannot revisit back. Yeah. But for the rest of the questions, you can tick them to review, and you can revisit. But for this yes or no, as the Microsoft also already tells, you cannot revisit them. Once you give an answer and move forward, that's it, end of the story. And once you reached all these multiple choice questions and yes or no, then it asks, now do you want to go to the next section, which is the scenario section. Yeah. And if you go to that section, you cannot come back to this choice list even if you have something in review. So you have to go through any questions that you had marked as review, or like I think some, I don't remember that checkbox which you use, if it has a different label. So you make sure that you have completed everything, and also make sure you have enough time for the scenario. And once you go into the scenario again, you have multiple tabs on the side. So first, scenario, requirements, issues, these kind of tabs will be there, and the question is the last one. So I hope you understood. So you look at the question, and then based on that, you go to another um, sidebar tab, which is like the scenario, etc. You read it, and you answer. That's pretty much about the exam. And once you think you have completed the exam, or like finish, it will take you to the review. And this is where I got like so much confused, because the clock was ticking, and it was almost giving me every question to give me a feedback. I was like, no, this is not the time for me to give feedback. I want to just finish, or complete the exam. And then if you give me extra time, maybe I'll give you a feedback at the end. But I was shocked, like it was never ending. I had to click on next, and my clock was almost ticking. Had it been stopped, I would have thought like, okay, you have taken my answer as submission of the examination. But when the clock was ticking, it was like confusing. Like, look, do I need to navigate through all those questions, 27 or whatever, excluding the yes no things and the scenario? It was giving me like, oh my god, I have to click next. Finally, it was, I was able to submit. I got the result. Okay, it was good news. I passed the exam. I got good score. I can't tell you this because it may not help some people, because it brings the anxiety. But I got a good score. They gave me a printout, and couple of the sections I got around 95%, but none of them is less than 80%, which was pretty nice, or at least I was happy. I was a little upset with a couple of questions, really, because it stretched my limits of the knowledge. Yeah, is that necessary? That's what I thought. Because see, if you look at the concepts, you have to be a security expert, insights expert, monitoring expert. You have to know about all the databases. You have to know .NET. It's so hard, and as I mentioned at the start, it took me 2 months to completely understand and think I was ready. Yeah, so maybe it will take less or short time for you, but for me, being a Java developer, as I said, I had developed or practiced lots of things using Spring and Java. not .NET at all. Of course, a few things in the .NET, but most of the things using Java. So it was really painful. The documentation was not that helpful when implementing something like Event Hub and Kafka, or I don't remember. I keep creating issues for Microsoft. They responded sometimes, um, and the examples given for Java were not at all good. I created YouTube videos for my implementations. Yeah, as a last, I would say good luck if you want to attempt to this examination. It is hard for me. Don't be scared. Just give it, prepare properly, and attempt the exam. Thank you.